Morning everybody, it's Becca here. Welcome to Arun Church Online. A big thumbs up to all the children out there. We're going to have a great morning together. We're going to have some songs that we're going to sing and worship God together. We're going to have a craft video and we're going to have a short talk. So let's enjoy being together, even like this morning. There's a beautiful passage in the Bible called Psalm 91. And I'm going to read that over us today. You who sit down in the high God's presence and spend the night in God's shadow, say this: God, you're my refuge. I trust in you and I'm safe. That's right. He rescues you from hidden traps, shields you from deadly hazards. His huge outstretched arms protect you. Under them, you're perfectly safe. His arms fend off all harm. Fear nothing. Not wild wolves in the night, not flying arrows in the day, not disease that prowls through the darkness, not disaster that erupts at high noon. Yes, because God's your refuge, the high God, your very home. Evil can't get close to you. Harm can't get through the door. He ordered his angels to guard you wherever you go. If you stumble, they'll catch you. Their job is to keep you from falling. You'll walk unharmed among lions and snakes and kick young lions and serpents from the path. If you hold on to me for dear life, says God, I'll get you out of any trouble. I'll give you the best care. If you'll only get to know and trust me, call me and I'll answer, be at your side in bad times. I'll rescue you, then throw a party. I'll give you a long life, give you a long drink of salvation.
Give life, you are love, you bring light to the darkness, you give hope, you restore every heart that is broken. Great are you, Lord, 'cause it's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise, we pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only. Great are you, Lord, you give life, you are love, you bring light to the darkness, you give hope, you restore every heart that is broken. Great are you, Lord, hey, it's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise, we pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise, we pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only. Great are you, shout your praise. Our hearts will cry, these bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. When all the earth will shout your praise, our hearts will cry, these bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. And all the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry, these bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. It's your breath, yes, it's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise, we pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise to you only. It's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise, we pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise to you only. Great are you, Lord. Great are you, Lord. And He's coming on the clouds. Kings and kingdoms will bow down. Every chain will break. His broken hearts declare His praise. Oh, you can stop the Lord Almighty. Our God is the Lion of Judah. He's roaring with power and fighting our battles. Every knee will bow before Him. Our God is the Lamb that was slain for the sins of the world. His blood breaks the chains, and every knee will bow before the Lion and the Lamb. Every knee will bow before Him. Oh, oh, oh. So open up the gates, make way before the King of Kings. For the God who comes to save is here to set the captives free. Oh, you can stop the Lord Almighty. Our God is alive, the Lion of Judah. He's roaring with power and fighting our battles. Every knee will bow before Him. Our God is the Lamb that was slain for the sin of the world. His blood breaks the chains, and every knee will bow before the Lion and the Lamb. Every knee will bow before Him. Every knee will bow before Him. And every knee will bow before Him. Who can stop the Lord Almighty? Who can stop the Lord Almighty? Who can stop the Lord Almighty?
and today we will be making a milkshake with the biscuit of chocolate and cream in the middle. So first, the ingredients that you need will be ice cream, Oreos, ice, and don't forget, last but not least, milk. Okay, let's begin. For this milkshake, you use 2 to 3 Oreos. I'm going to use 3. And then you will want this container. It can be any container as long as it fits your mixing machine. And you want to put these Oreos in. Then you can get your ice cream with a spoon. So now we've done that, you want to get some ice. If you want it to be harder, you can eat it with a spoon, not too hard. And without ice, it will be silky and more liquidy. So I'm going to put in ice because I quite like it quite thick. And for your mixing liquid, you will want some milk, and you want to pour it until it's nearly at the top. Now, you need to go get a glass. I got it, right. So now you have this, and you've got your mixture. There might not be a lot, I haven't done that much. You might want to put in more ice cream or more ice if you want it more thick. And you want to make sure this doesn't get on your table, otherwise it's going to be messy. And so now it's thicker, and there you go. You have your Oreo milkshake. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to leave a comment and see your ideas or thoughts of what we should do next time, and you might even get a shout out. Also, make sure to subscribe, leave a like and hit that bell. I'll see you next time. Zed Create out.
Hey everybody, we are just wanting to bring some content, some encouragement to you during this time, and I just felt something that God put on my heart that I really wanted to share with you. Many of you know that not that long ago I was in Uganda working with some of our partners out there, Herbert and Eve Wanjala and their organisation Wellspring. One of the things that I saw a lot as I was going around some of the different areas in the towns were plots of land. And they were empty plots of land, and they would have big signs up saying this land is not for sale. And I found it quite curious. So I said to Herbert, I was like, do they have to put these signs on the land? Is that a requirement that is given to them? Or are people just doing that out of their own steam? And Herbert said to me, yeah, they have to put these signs up because we have so many cases of people who will come back and find that somebody's just built something on their land. And it really got me thinking about a lot of things, but it got me thinking about the fact that if we don't maintain territory, if we don't maintain the claim on what Jesus has bought for us, then the enemy will try and take it, and will try and take it back. It's often been said that the cross of Jesus was in a very similar way to D-Day, the D-Day landings. When the Allied troops arrived on the Normandy beaches, historians will say that that was the moment that the war was won. And yet there was going to be months of fighting, and it was going to be hard grafting and hard work to actually come to what would become VE Day, Victory in Europe Day. And in many ways, what Jesus did on the cross was that nail in the coffin of hopelessness and death and injustice and pain. But now we live in this tension of the kingdom that is and the kingdom that is yet to come, the fullness of what Jesus has bought and paid for us. Right now, we are being bombarded by images and news and fear like never before, and you probably heard words flying around like the word panic, the word pandemic, pandemonium. All of these words really interestingly come from the Greek word pan, which means for all. But for many of you, you may well know that one of the major gods within the Greek pantheon, again that word, was the Greek god Pan. Now, Pan was symbolized by it being half man, half goat, right? And he was the god of the wild and wildness within nature. I mean, there was loads of fertility stuff around the worship of Pan, but basically, a lot of where we get the word panic and pandemonium. Pandemonium means all of the demons. Panic means everybody in a state of fear and terror. Pan was given his name because the god said that he would both please and affect everybody. And right now we are seeing panic on our streets, panic in our nations, panic in our supermarkets. Jesus was with his disciples one day. He took them to a place called Caesarea Philippi, which interestingly was the home base in the ancient world for the worship of this God. And in the midst of the confusion, in the midst of the highly sexualized, erotic, and dangerous worship of this God, Jesus steps in and he says, "Who do you say I am?" And isn't that the question? Isn't that the question for us in this moment? Who do we say Jesus is? I don't know about you, but for me, Jesus is Lord and Savior and King. He has not fallen from his throne. None of this has taken him by surprise. He is the one who is crowned with many crowns. The word corona is a Latin word for crown. He's the only one that we should be crowning right now. And Peter responds and says, "You're the Christ. You're the Son of the living God." And Jesus turns around and basically says to him, "This hasn't been revealed to you by man, but by my Father in heaven." And then Jesus goes on and he makes this incredible statement. He says that he will build his church and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. We live in a time right now where churches, services, meeting places are being closed down. But how many of you know you cannot stop love? You cannot stop the church. The church is the militant advancement of a new world order, a new world being formed in the shell of the old. The scriptures talk about a new heaven and a new earth that is bursting out on the scene. That word for new is the word kanos, and it means to be made as good as new, to be brought back to its original. What an opportunity we have right now to not just go to church, but to be the church, to love the people around us, to be the hands and feet of Jesus, to rise up above fear. You know, it's often said that the command to fear not is in the scriptures over 365 times. I would argue it's there a lot more, but even if it was only 365 times, that means that there is that command, that promise that we don't need to be afraid, that is given to us for every single day of the year. So, my brothers and sisters, Arun Community Church, let's decide during this time when we can't necessarily meet together and can't necessarily go to church, let's choose to be the church, to love our neighbours, to love those who might not have access to the kind of things that we have, and let's make a difference during this time. God bless you. May you know Jesus walks with you. May you live fully under the knowledge that his shadow and his presence surrounds you. May you be protected. May you walk out and make a difference everywhere you go. God bless you.
Thank you so much for being with us this morning. I hope that you have found some peace and hope this morning and can't wait to see you next week. Let's keep connected. Bye.